Okay, so left-hand one was kind of your first one. Certainly some better movements now with the hip movement. I think in terms of trying to get to that left side, what you sometimes do is you get a little bit what we call stuck on your left side and don't really turn that much. That was your backswing there. So rather than kind of moving and getting the hips to move this way, you kind of get a bit stuck and can't really turn. So you kind of got your left hip on the wall there on the way down, but the backswing's got a bit short and a bit restricted. You compare that to this one here now, where there's a little bit of movement off and then we keep turning. So now that club has gone a lot further, and you can see now before the club actually starts down here, you can see there's almost that, you watch your left hip on that green line, you're moving towards that green line nicely. Okay, so you're sort of completing the swing here, and then the shift now is happening to that left side, get into impact, really good impact position, straight line there through your left leg there, through that green line on the wall, and then right the way through. And this is the good thing now, the right foot's up there, the hips are fully turned. As we talked about last time, you were sort of doing this really well, and then you were sort of reversing it the other way and the hips were going back. So you never really sort of came off your back foot there. So because of that, what you'd have had before, because you weren't sort of shifting in this direction, your low point would be back here behind the golf ball. So your hip would sort of pivot that way and then almost like reverse back the other way. And then when they were doing that, your low point was obviously a little bit earlier. Okay, so the fact you're now moving your lower half better, the thing to remember is making sure that you do complete your backswing when you do that hip movement. Okay, if you get a bit sort of, oh, I must get my hips to the left side, you sort of go and just stick here. Now you can't go anywhere, so your backswing will get a little bit kind of short. And then when you come through now, you can sort of see your arms sort of trying to hit the ball that way, as opposed to using the momentum of the club and the momentum that you're creating with the swing. So as you swing back there now, again, this movement now, really good. Yeah, good movement there. So a little bump and move into that left side. That sort of, I think I showed that guy doing that video on that little paddle board there, and you sort of very similar movement here now. As your club is going down, they're moving in the right direction, good strike. And the good thing is now you're fully up on that toe, so fully rotated. And when you do that swing more, that's when your strike becomes more and more what you want to do, as opposed to before where it was a little bit sort of stretching a bit with the foot, kind of like not quite getting that way, almost forcing the issue. If you swing better, the movement that you will make will look a lot more smooth and easier to make. Whereas if you're sort of trying to force yourself to get to that position, yes, you might get the right sort of follow through position, but it's like, it's an effort. And the way you hit the golf ball as a result will be, I guess, more inconsistent, So for me, it's just, there's a good sort of progress from there now, I think. Just make sure when you're on the golf course, we are completing the backswing. So we are turning the body when we move the hips in that way. And then we obviously then do the same movement on the way down through into impact. Good follow through. The only issue on this one, as I say, when you went back, it was a bit, haven't really gone anywhere, just sort of lifted your arms. I think this sort of coincided with putting the ball between the elbows. You were sort of a bit doing that, as opposed to kind of getting that movement in the arms and elbows sort of staying in the right position. Okay, but otherwise, gotta say, really good progress with that. Okay, what I would say for the last one next Monday, if you're about, we'll get on the golf course again, get out there and play. For me, there's a lot of good things now in the swing. It's just getting out there. And you're playing on Wednesday, as you said, or you have played Wednesday last week. The more on the course you can play, the better, really. So
brilliant.
Okay,
Lovely.
Brilliant. Very good.